This morning, your blood feels thick, heavy, like old pipes carrying chilly honey. You grab an apple. They say it's good for you. They promise natural sugar. But you're worn out after 3 hours, perplexed, pondering how something so innocuous could deplete you so completely. Your body no longer follows the same guidelines after the age of 60. At age 65, what was effective at age 30 turns into a quiet saboteur. Your energy may be crashing before noon because of that morning fruit ritual you've relied on for years. The cause of your blood sugar's pendulum-like oscillations. The reason you wake up at 3 in the morning, wondering what went wrong while gazing at the ceiling. Let's meet Margaret. Her age is 67. She began her day with a cut apple and a large glass of fresh orange juice every morning for 10 years. Well, healthy? That's what her physician advised. The periodicals made that guarantee. However, Margaret thought she was traveling through haze. Her joints hurt. Her thoughts were foggy. She attributed it to her age. Her genes were to fault. She never held the fruit responsible. Until she realized what I'm going to tell you. The liver is a different organ at 60 than it was at 30. Consider it like an old engine that still functions but requires better fuel and more frequent upkeep. Something changes when fructose, even fruit-based natural fructose, enters that exhausted liver. Processing becomes slower. Once readily transformed into energy, sugar now turns into fat, into triglycerides, into inflammation that, like an unheard alarm, hums through your veins. However, almost nobody tells you this. The fruit itself isn't harmful. The time is the problem. The mix. When that delicious mouthful lands on your tongue, your body is in that environment. The age of Robert is 72. He was worn out when he approached me. His blood sugar was flirting with prediabetes. He vowed not to eat any cookies, candies, or desserts. He proudly mentioned his breakfast when I asked him to describe a normal day. A smoothie. Orange juice, apple, banana, and mango. Entirely natural. Everything is fruit. Simultaneously. He had a drowning liver. Consider attempting to use a cup of water to wash a mountain of dishes. When you overload an aged liver with several fruits at once, that's what occurs. The volume is too much for it to handle. The fructose reverses itself. It turns into fat. Even if you just ate, you still feel hungry an hour later because it causes insulin surges without really increasing blood sugar. Your first truth is this. Each fruit separately. Before you urge your body to perform more, let it truly assimilate what you offer it. The morning apple appears innocent. For many years, it has been referred to as the healthiest snack. But something unexpected occurs if you eat it after 60 on an empty stomach. Your blood sugar doesn't increase in tandem with your insulin spike. A cascade is produced by that mismatch. Hunger, fear. A restless energy that makes you feel as though your body is looking for an unidentified object. At age 61, Sarah discovered this. Apple slices every morning, crushing exhaustion with an unexplainable hunger for bread every mid-morning. Everything changed when she served that same apple with a piece of cheese and a handful of almonds after lunch. The gradual release, the constant energy. Finally, the sugar made sense to her body. It wasn't a shock, but rather support. Fruit should be consumed after meals, not before. Allow fat and protein to slow the absorption. Instead of a tidal flood, let your body absorb the sweetness like a calm wave. Let's now discuss the fruit that practically everyone believes to be innocuous. The kiwi. Tiny, fluffy, and full of vitamin C. Physicians advise it. It is praised by nutritionists. However, kiwis have a hidden burden for persons over 60, particularly those who are coping with kidney stress or dehydration. Oxalates. These are natural substances that are safe for a healthy body. However, oxalates can crystallize in a dehydrated system, which is what most older folks are without even realizing it. They may lodge in the kidneys. They may cause acid reflux, gastrointestinal distress, and that burning feeling you attribute to aging or stress. Thomas is 68. He consumed a kiwi each and every day. It would improve his digestion, according to his doctor. Thomas, however, felt worse. Bloated, acidic. It was like if fire was growing in his stomach. His problems disappeared in less than a week after we stopped giving him kiwis every day and instead concentrated on staying hydrated. The lesson is to not be afraid of kiwis. It's to honor your body's existing condition. Make it ripe if you plan to consume it. Make it tiny. Make it sporadic. And before and after, drink water, real water. Before you eat, drink some water. Allow your cells to fill with fluid so they can cope with the next step. Juice from pomegranate seems like liquid health. Deep red, abundant in antioxidants, marketed as a glass of cardiac medication. However, the commercial varieties, especially those with the pure label, can have as much sugar as soda. And that burden is too much for your 65-year-old metabolism to handle. Imagine your blood attempting to transport all of that sugar simultaneously. Forcing a weary messenger to deliver 100 parcels in 1 hour is analogous. The system becomes overloaded. Your blood pressure increases. Flares of inflammation. Sleep is impossible and rest is elusive because you feel stimulated and fatigued at the same time. At age 59, Linda discovered this. She believed that pomegranate juice was protecting her heart, so she drank it every evening. However, her blood pressure continued to rise. Her physician prescribed more medicine. She lost all of her vitality. Within 2 weeks, her hypertension stabilized when she began eating half a fresh pomegranate after dinner, with the seeds, pulp, and fiber still intact. No change in medication, just background. Consume the entire fruit. Allow the fiber to slow things down. Instead of letting the sweetness surprise you, let your body do the job. Let me now demonstrate the fruits that are truly beneficial. The ones that support rather than interfere with your aging metabolism. Papaya is a present. It has papain, an enzyme that aids in digestion naturally. Proteins remain heavy and undigested as you age because your stomach produces less acid. They undergo fermentation. They result in bloating, gas, and that uncomfortably full feeling that makes you want to skip meals. Papaya helps your stomach by breaking down the things it finds difficult to digest. Eleanor is 74. For years, she had struggled with reflux. She experienced side effects from every drug. Every meal seemed like a risk. Her digestion changed when she began consuming a tiny amount of papaya with lime and chia seeds each morning. The fire ceased. The bloating subsided. She felt as though she had lost her energy forever, yet it came back like an old friend. Include papaya in your morning meal. Little quantities. Allow it to assist your digestion in the natural way that your body was intended to function. Berries are little fighters. Strawberries. Blueberries. Blackberries. They are rich in substances known as anthocyanins, which are pigments that shield your arteries, brain, and memory. They are low in sugar. Rather than creating inflammation, they reduce it. Rather than raising blood sugar levels, they stabilize them. The ideal metabolic meal is created when you combine berries with healthy fats, such as a dollop of unsweetened yogurt or a handful of walnuts. Your blood sugar remains constant. You maintain mental clarity. Your cells receive nourishment without being overloaded. Harold is 70 years old. He used to be so overcome by mid-morning fog that he would forget why he had entered a room. His clarity returned when he substituted a dish of mixed berries and nuts for his morning muffin. Not in a day, but in a matter of days. His wife was the first to notice. "You're more observant," she said. "You're back. If you're craving something sweet, go for berries. Serve them with either protein or fat. Allow them to serve as your snack, dessert, or mild treat. You may not even consider cucumber to be a fruit. In a technical sense, however, it is. Additionally, it's among the most beneficial foods for people over 60. Since it contains over 95% water, every bite provides the much-needed hydration your cells require. The majority of people don't comprehend this. Your thirst decreases at the age of 60. When your body needs water, it stops communicating this clearly. However, the necessity remains. Water is necessary for your liver to metabolize fructose. Water is necessary for your kidneys to filter waste. Water is necessary for your blood to move easily rather than slowly. Any fruit you eat gets more difficult to digest when you're even slightly dehydrated. Your bloodstream retains the sugar for a longer period of time. Your liver becomes overloaded. Your metabolism becomes extremely slow. Patricia is 66. She was always exhausted, heavy, as if she were covered in mud. She seldom felt thirsty and drank perhaps 2 glasses of water a day. Something changed when she began eating cucumber every day with a dash of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. She became more energized. Her complexion appeared more radiant. She experienced decreased stiffness in her joints. Water with eating allowed her body to regain its functionality. Consume cucumbers on a daily basis, with lemon, seasoned with a little salt. Allow it to replenish your internal fluids. Let's now discuss a topic that no one associates with fruit: the impact of silent dehydration on everything. When you are dehydrated, your blood thickens. Consider attempting to force honey through slender tubes. Your heart must accomplish that. It's similar to trying to wash laundry without water when your liver tries to metabolize sugar without enough hydration. The dirt stays there. It simply moves. To your abdomen, to your arteries, to your mental haze. Fruit is a burden without water. Water and fruit make medicine. George is 71. He ate a nutritious diet. He was aware of every regulation. However, he was worn out every day. His level of hydration was really low when we checked it. His diet remained unchanged. We just added water, intentionally with minerals. His energy doubled in a week. His blood pressure decreased after 2 weeks. He had no energy left for life because his body had been fighting so hard to stay hydrated. Before you feel thirsty, drink some water. Squeeze in a lemon or a pinch of sea salt. Before you ask your cells to metabolize food, let them full up. This is another pattern that I see all the time. The fruit trap at night. You finish your meal. You're looking for something sweet and light. You consume grapes, or watermelon, or a pineapple bowl. It seems innocent. But 3 hours later, at 2 a.m, you're wide awake and wondering why you couldn't sleep. You're staring at the dark ceiling. Fructose is processed by your liver at night. Upon doing so, glucose is released into your circulation. Your brain is awakened by that glucose. It's morning to your body. Your sleep is disrupted. You attribute it to sleeplessness. Age is to fault. The evening fruit is never to blame. Dorothy spent years coping with this. Every night between 2 and 4 a.m., she would awaken, tired but unable to fall asleep. Her sleep restored in 3 days after she stopped eating fruit after 6 o'clock. Deep, without interruption. The kind of sleep that truly helps you recover. Fruit should be saved for the day. While you're awake and moving, allow your body to assimilate it. At night, give your liver a break. I have something to tell you that may surprise you. Your age hasn't caused your metabolism to slow down. Mixed signals are the cause of its confusion. Eating too much fruit too quickly triggers the fight or flight reaction, which is triggered by the sympathetic nervous system. Your body perceives impending danger. It releases cortisol, adrenaline, and insulin. Everything is faster, but nothing is more effective. However, you can activate your parasympathetic nervous system by eating mild foods, such as berries, cucumbers, and papayas, slowly and deliberately. The rest and digest mode. Everything becomes quiet. Nutrients are actually processed by the body. In fact, your cells take up what they require. It has nothing to do with what you consume. It has to do with the state of your body at the time of consumption. Frank is 69. After eating, he experienced palpitations in his heart. Arbitrary, unsettling. He believed he was getting a heart ailment. Upon reviewing his diet, we discovered that he was consuming a lot of dates, pineapple, and mango smoothies. The sugar rush had sent his body into crisis mode. His heart slowed as he began eating full fruits gradually, one at a time. The palpitations ceased. His body regained its faith in food. Eat slowly. In between bites, breathe. As you eat, allow your nervous system to remain at ease. This fact transforms everything. Your body never ages. It becomes overloaded. Your weariness is caused by metabolic confusion, not aging. Dehydration and nutritional disorder are the cause of the brain fog, not the passing of time. Insulin resistance brought on by years of well-meaning but poorly timed actions is the cause of the weight around your middle, not heredity. Here's the lovely bit though. Your body knows how to stay healthy. It reacts when you offer it clarity. Hydrate it. Feed it rhythmically and allow it time to relax. Occasionally in a matter of days. I have witnessed 75-year-olds restore vitality they believed had been lost forever. I've seen people in their 80s lose inflammatory markers that they had been carrying for decades, not with medicine, through comprehension. Your physique is in good condition. All it needs is for you to speak its language once more. Agnes is 77. She approached me in a defeated state. Her complaints, including weariness, edema, and stomach pain, were all dismissed by her doctors as normal signs of aging. She changed when we gave her more water, changed the amount of fruit she ate, and helped her nervous system relax. She stated, "I feel 50 again," as she entered my office 3 weeks later, her eyes blazing. Not because she changed time backwards, since she brought order back. Have faith in your body's ability to cure itself. Provide the conditions it requires, then observe the results. This is what I want you to remember. You don't require any more nourishment after the age of 60. You need more insight. You must realize that fructose is just powerful and not bad. It becomes a burden in the wrong situation, at the wrong moment, and in the wrong quantities. However, when combined with fiber, water, serenity, and purpose, it turns into fuel. Your metabolism is similar to a thoughtful discussion. Each dish is a statement. Tone is in every mix. Your body can understand you when you speak correctly. Your body becomes confused when you hurry, yell, or contradict yourself. And symptoms are the result of bewilderment. But health comes from clarity. James is 73. He fought high blood pressure, excessive cholesterol, and persistent exhaustion for years. He continued to use more drugs. His optimism continued to wane. His entire system reset when we reduced the amount of fruit he ate to 1 fruit each meal, always with water, always with fat or protein, and never in the evening. His cholesterol fell. His blood pressure leveled out. He was full of enthusiasm again. His physician was perplexed. James wasn't. At last, he had mastered the art of working with his body rather than against it. I'll tell you my last truth now. Your age is not a disadvantage. It's confusion. You don't just survive when you know how your metabolism actually functions. Respect its cycles, pay attention to its needs, and provide the conditions it needs to flourish. You thrive. I'm asking you now then, are you prepared to give up speculating? Are you prepared to abandon fashions that don't complement your body type? Are you prepared to pay attention to the cues your metabolism gives you on a daily basis? The energy that surges or plummets, the sleep that comes or doesn't, the clarity after some meals, and the exhaustion after others. Since your body is communicating, it has been talking the entire time. Now is the moment to listen. If this message resonated with you, please leave a comment describing the shift in your perspective. To help others discover this truth, click the like button. Since knowing your metabolism is the first step in everything, subscribe and enable notifications. You don't simply live longer when you stop dreading your body and begin working with it, when you exchange uncertainty for understanding. You give your years more vitality. A medication won't give you true health. It results from understanding. And understanding starts now, when you make one tiny adjustment that respects the knowledge your body has always held. You're not too old. It's not too late. You are in the ideal location to begin anew, with awareness, with deference, with strength. And the instant you determine that you are worthy of being understood, that power starts.